So a little while ago I mentioned I was waiting for some of my GameCube games to come in from eBay, and they were taking a while. Well, some of these showed up a bit earlier, but the larger box that I had been waiting about a month to get finally showed up. And here it is. It came from eBay. It wasn't packaged very well, as you can see, and they wrote on like a piece of notebook paper the address to ship it to and all of that. And there's supposed to be a GameCube in here. So I figure we'll take a look at this here today, as well as some of the other ones that I picked up here that are wrapped a little bit better. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button down below. It helps out a ton. And if you're new to the Spawn Wave channel, make sure you subscribe. So before we take a look through our mystery box here, I want to show you something that I thought was pretty cool. On the way in to the office today, I stopped off at one of the local stores around me that will get trade-ins from time to time on all different retro games, including GameCube. And they did happen to have one that I was looking for. That is Mario Party 4. And Mario Party games have become pretty expensive now if you have not noticed, but this one is actually in very, very good shape overall. It's complete, which is awesome. Even has like the extra paperwork that came with it here. The disc looks very, very good. I believe right now I have Mario Party 4 and 7, so I still have to get 5 and 6, but Mario Party 4 was my favorite Mario Party during the GameCube, and that's probably because I basically had this one all the way throughout, and I think it was still a very good traditional Mario Party game before they got like the microphone involved and all of that. Not that that can't be a lot of fun with some friends. This was still just like classic Mario Party, just with a massive visual upgrade from the Nintendo 64. But yeah, these are not cheap anymore. I think Mario Party 4 was $80. I had a gift card from Christmas that I was trying to figure out what to use it on, so I paid for a good portion of this with that gift card. So it worked out. Got a pretty clean Mario Party 4 for the collection. Okay, so now onto the mystery box here from eBay. And what happened here was I ordered this midway through December. I think it was like December 19th or 20th or something like that. And the reason I grabbed it is because there is a GameCube in here that I still do not own. And it's really weird to say this, but I've actually never owned it personally. It is the Indigo GameCube. And I know that's weird because the whole channel is based around purple. It's purple themed and all of this. But when I was growing up, I had the Platinum GameCube. And then naturally, as a dumb kid, you trade it in when the next system comes out and so on. And then after that, I ended up getting one of the black GameCube systems. But now I figure, hey, all of the GameCubes I'm getting, I just looked at an orange one, I should get the Indigo GameCube. So I saw this one, and it actually has a couple of other first-party controllers with it, and I'd like to start collecting more of those and maybe even rebuild them a bit because you can get buttons and other things to refurbish. But it also came with a bunch of games. It was a lot, and I figure, hey, might as well try to get some of the lower-end games with it all at once. So I think a few of these games I already have, and to be honest, they don't look like they're in the greatest condition at all, so we'll take a look at some of these different games here. And I mean, there are like sports titles, and I do eventually have to start finishing up all of the different sports titles. So let's start going through these. We have NBA Street. Can't go wrong with the original NBA Street. It's a blast, and this one is complete. It actually looks pretty good. Based on the condition this was shipped in, I don't expect these to be taken care of very well, but that one is at least complete. Then we have Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex. Appears to be missing the official man. Oh, no, there it is. It was underneath. All right, good. So it had the extra paperwork on top here. This one is also complete. That's not bad there. And the disc looks pretty good too. So far, so good with the first two. Splinter Cell Double Agent. I believe I already have this one. They are missing the other disc. Then we have Resident Evil 0 with both discs in here. No manual, unfortunately. That looks pretty good overall there. Crazy Taxi, which again, Crazy Taxi is awesome. So I saw this in the lot and I said, you know what, I'll actually play that one quite a bit. And then we have a couple of sports games, NBA Live 2004. Like I said, they're not the most exciting ones to get, but it is part of the GameCube library, so you eventually have to go through these. These are the games, the sports titles, that if I go to a convention, I would look to try to pick up in bulk. So offer an amount to try to take all of the sports games off of a vendor's hands. Usually they're pretty happy to do that because a lot of times these sports titles don't necessarily sell. And then we have Lord of the Rings Two Towers, which the Lord of the Rings games back during this generation are very underrated. I think Return of the King is the one you want to grab because I know that one had multiplayer. This one, yeah, one player. This one unfortunately does not. It's just all single player, but they were really fun action RPG style games. And then we have NBA Live 06 and then Spider-Man 2, which I already do have Spider-Man currently. Now we take a look at the system, which I am a little concerned, I will admit, because there was no like packaging in there to try to protect it really. But the one thing I'll give the GameCube, it's a very resilient system. It has a handle on it. It's like designed to be taken around. But looking at it, you know what? It does have some marks on it, especially if you look at like the top of it here on the jewel. But this is glossy. It's gonna get a lot of scratches and stuff. But inside, like the sticker here would sometimes be peeling off if it was beaten up and not treated well. Inside, it doesn't look bad. None of the buttons are sticky. Even the eject button springs right back up. Power button's good. On the front here, we have some like dirt and stuff, but you can take this apart, remove all the plastics, and just kind of clean them with soap and water, and it'll usually make it look pretty good. We do have the digital out there, so I will plug in my Eon adapter just to make sure everything works here, and we'll try one of the games. I did mention that it had a couple of first-party controllers. They are both the Indigo controllers, and they look all right. They do look a bit chewed up here, and they're gonna need to be cleaned some because you can see a lot of dirt and dust and all of that around it. But if you go on Amazon, I looked up different buttons and joysticks you can get to refurbish these. So you get something like this. It's a full set of buttons here, and it has the different joystick covers for like the C stick and the regular stick here. The only thing is these plastics may not feel exactly the same. So what I like to try to do is after I get this apart, I'll take the different buttons and just let them soak in like soap and water for an hour or so, and then try to clean them up with a soft bristle toothbrush. And a lot of times it will at least clean them up to the point where it is much, much better. They also have the first party power adapter here. No AV cables though, but I'm gonna use the Eon adapter anyway. So we'll take a look at that GameCube in a minute. I had 3 other games I wanted to take a look at here. I ordered them all separately, and I guess you'd say they're more collector's games for the GameCube, a little higher value. But I was waiting for this box of GameCube stuff to come in, so I just had more to go over here rather than just 3 games. But this one, the first one, is Custom Robo, and I never had Custom Robo. I did rent it once, but I never actually owned it. And this is another one that has been going up in value pretty quickly online, and the person who shipped it did a great job. They wrapped it in a bubble mailer, then they put it in a box that then had more bubble wrap inside. So hey, good job to the person on eBay who shipped this. They obviously understand that they're shipping it out to someone who is getting it more to collect overall. Custom Robo manual looks pretty good. It's bent up a little bit up here, but otherwise, it seems to be in pretty good shape. It even has like the little insert here underneath for Nintendo power. The disc looks pretty good overall. A little bit of dust, no major scratching or anything there. And I didn't really have any experience with this outside of renting it once over the course of a weekend way back in the day when I was younger. So I'm curious to at least go back and check this one out, because I saw a lot of people in the comments mention this as a game I should pick up for the GameCube when I was asking for suggestions. So we'll see what it's all about. So the next one was one that I saw online, and I'm not 100% sure why the value around this one has gone up as much as it has, because I don't have any experience with it, and that is Goblin Commander Unleash the Horde. You're gonna have to let me know if you played this one. I've never played it. I must have missed out on it back in the day if it was good. Has some damage to the casing here where the plastic is, but it doesn't look like the cover art's affected. You can replace the casing on GameCube games pretty easily. I've been looking around to find like a large order of these cases, and if I can, I will go ahead and grab a bunch of them and see how that turns out. But this one is complete, and what's weird is like the top of the disc art here looks almost like, it reminds me kind of the Action Replay one. It's almost like it doesn't feel super high quality. A lot of times when you get the top of a GameCube disc, they will leave some of the covering off, so it uses like the opposite side of the disc kind of as an effect. They did not do that here. They just put one large graphic over it. But otherwise, it is complete. There's the manual and everything there. Outside of the case, it looks to be in pretty good shape. And the last one of the 3 is a game that I saw online, and it reminded me that it's one that when I would go to the rental store to pick out a game, it was never in stock. I mean, the store probably had like one of these, and it was just getting passed around constantly, so I just missed out on it every weekend when I would go to rent a game, and that is Metabots Infinity. And back then, I remember Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Digimon, Pokemon, these were all really popular shows, but Metabots was also on TV, and I would watch it occasionally, and I thought the premise was good and all of this, but I thought it'd make a pretty good video game, and I just never got a chance to try it. I think I had it at one point, or I did borrow it for the Game Boy Advance from a friend, but I had been wanting to try this out, and I saw it online at a good price. It was complete, so I figure, hey, I'll get to try it out. We'll get another game in the collection here for the GameCube. Looks in pretty good shape there. We do have the manual, and once again, this is another one that I will be trying out. So let me know if you played Metabots Infinity on the GameCube, if it's any good. Okay, so now we're gonna see just how resilient the GameCube is after being shipped in a box with like no bubble wrap and a bunch of other cases around it. Let's see what happens here. I plugged it in with the Eon adapter to this Samsung monitor here, and we'll see there at least is the GameCube menu here. I figured it would load up, no problem with that powering on and everything. It's more or less, will it actually read a game? So I grabbed Crash, Wrath of Cortex. I'm not gonna drop one of the more expensive games in it immediately because you don't know what it's gonna do. So we'll see, I guess, if the controller works as well. It is spinning up at least. Sounds like it's reading. There it is, Crash Bandicoot. The GameCube, I'm telling you, it is a strong system. It holds up to quite a bit. And here we are running around in the game. The controller seems to work perfectly fine. The GameCube read the disc, loaded through all of the loading screens very, very quickly, and seems to be functioning fine. I just need to get it apart, do some cleaning, and I should have a pretty good overall Indigo GameCube for the collection here, and 2 Indigo GameCube controllers to go along with it. And you know what? It's a pretty good day here for the collection to get some of these. I'm really happy I was able to find basically my favorite Mario Party with Mario Party 4 kind of on a whim on the way into the office at one of my local stores. But even getting some of these like Metabots and Custom Robo is pretty good. And even having some of these sports titles come in, I know they're not exciting, but you got to fill them out eventually. I think really after seeing this though, I'm kind of ready for some of these conventions to come back because I don't think I should be taking a chance on Pokemon Box or something like that on eBay. I'd like to at least see it in person and know that it's not coming in a box where everything just kind of rattles around. You have to hope that it's at least functional. But let me know what you guys think of some of these pickups, especially things like Metabots or really Custom Robo, a couple of games that I'm very interested in but have not tried at all. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.